Hello, Maverick traders, and welcome to today's currency recap. This is Imri. Let's kick things off with some broader market analysis. Equities, crypto, gold, oil, all down on the day. My analysis tells me that the dollar is likely gearing up for some strength. And as far as equities go, they just couldn't hang on to some of the early gains that they staged, and we got a rather sharp reversal. So I've been saying this for some time now. I think the breakout of this inverse head and shoulders pattern is still more than likely a bull trap rather than a legitimate bullish breakout. So far, the price action kind of supports that, but we really would need to see a bearish moving average crossover before I feel more confident confirming that scenario. As of right now, we're trading above both moving averages. We're trading above the neckline of this pattern, and we're finding support on old resistance. It's a very similar story in the total world stock index VT. Not much more to add there. What's interesting is crypto. Okay, so I've been talking about crypto and saying this move up looks promising, but we are so far extended from the mean that we are due for some mean reversion, and it's exactly what we're seeing here. There's two ways a market can correct, either through price or through time, and in this case, it looks like we're going to correct through price. So the market outlook, we stay with a tentative +2. In terms of news, there isn't too much else going on for the rest of the week. Canada is going to have some employment numbers come out, and then there's going to be some consumer sentiment numbers coming out of the US Friday morning as well. Moving on now into some currency analysis, kicking it off with crypto. A big move down today in Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash has barely managed to cling on, but the outperformer here on a relative basis. Over on the fiat side of things, it was a very, very interesting day because we're looking at the dollar and it's down barely, but down nonetheless. What's really fascinating here with the dollar is that, like I said, I think it's gearing up for some strength. So we're going to take a look at some price charts in a moment, just so I can show you what I mean. Now, from a velocity standpoint, I do like the dollar here pretty much against everything else. The +1 on the euro and the pound, I think, is a little bit deceiving. For me, for my money, I really like playing dollar strength here. So with that said, let's take a look at some possible trades. Okay, so I'm going to kick things off with the dollar so you can see what I mean. We've poked our head above both moving averages. We've broken this down sloping trend line. We had a sharp move up for 3 days and then we pulled back rather nicely. So that's what I mean. I really do like the look of the dollar here. I think this is a very nice bull market pullback. From an Elliott wave perspective, for those of you that know me, I'm an Elliott wave guy. I look for 5s and 3s, 3-wave movements being corrective in nature, and we have a very clear 3-wave pullback here. So in the dollar basket, if we break above the February 8th high from Wednesday, then I really like the dollar higher. I think that's going to be a key level in this basket here, Wednesday high. Now, taking a look at the yen, also rather interesting. I think the yen is looking somewhat triangular here. So this looks to me like a classic triangle chart pattern. Which way are we going to break out? Top side or bottom side? Too soon to tell. But you can see as we trade closer and closer to the apex of this triangle, the potential for that burst of volatility to escape in either direction gets higher and higher. I think it's more likely than not. This is a bit of a guess on my part, but I think it's more likely than not that we're going to get a break higher in the yen, not lower. I could definitely be wrong on that, which is why I always say with chart patterns, you have to wait for them to complete before you make up your mind. Euro, very similar thing. We've got a triangle here, and we're getting closer and closer to the apex of that triangle as well. So the potential for volatility is high in the euro too. Once the euro does break out, we're going to see a big move, whether it's up or down. And then the final currency in focus here is the Aussie. We're trading into prior old resistance right now. We're going to see if it holds as support. If it doesn't hold as support, I think it's very likely that we get a move back to the December lows here. So that would be a very nice trade to capture, being short the Aussie. There's also this upward sloping trend line, where if we take that out, yeah, I do think we get a fairly swift move back to the December lows. On the other hand, if we hold this support region and hold above this trend line, then I think we're going to retest the highs from the end of January. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm really looking to play the dollar, potentially against the Aussie. I like that trade a fair bit, and potentially against the euro if we get a break lower out of that triangle as well. So in conclusion, wait for the big moves to materialize. It's too late to trade a big move after it's already happened, but that's why we look at these currency baskets so that we can be as proactive as possible, right? So really focus on quality here, focus on the currency in play as always, and also as always, focus very strongly on proper position sizing. Okay, so we don't have too many unusual classes on the schedule, as you can see here. So with that, I will leave you guys, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, everybody. Happy trading.